Da-na-na, na-na-na. Oh wait, they didn't play that song.
Sound like you.
Get up now. What's going on, moviegoers all over the world? My name is Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
And I'm Justin at Dose of Sir.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. If you didn't know already, guys, we are actually doing our boxing segment coming out to you right now, ladies and gentlemen. Our boxing review, guys, of Creed 2, ladies and gentlemen.
And after this, we will reenact this.
Yes, we will.
High school style, 10 seconds, no body shots.
Drago. Drago. Did I do it right or no?
If he dies, he dies.
That's a good. Alrighty, guys, this is our review of Creed 2, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, man, so let's get started. Justin, get us... Oh, man. Alright, get us started since you're already making an entrance.
So, Creed 2. Sequel to Creed.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously. I guess we'll talk about the story. You know, more or less what the story is. So, Michael B. Jordan, his character, Adonis Creed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's made it to the top. He's world champion. Spoilers.
Yeah.
He's done it. He's defeated the champion. He is the champion.
Yes.
You know,
pretty much.
What else?
It feels like it takes off right after Creed, the first one.
Yes,
yeah, in a
I
sense,
know that
yeah.
there's a gap. Yeah. So yeah, it starts off with that straight up, you know, boxing fight. You know, he's in the championship match, beats him, and then it goes off to. It starts with
Ivan.
With Ivan Drago and his son.
Yeah, that intense scene, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to mention spoilers, by the way. This intense scene when we actually, because the film actually starts off very good, guys.
Yeah.
And I will give them credit on this.
It's very quiet.
Yes, it's very intense because you see Ivan Drago. We haven't seen his character besides the Expendables. We haven't really seen, Sylvester Stallone with this guy as far as story-wise from the Rocky movies. And with just the intensity in his face, his facial expressions, everything in general, the setting. I mean, it just... Wow, I really did feel for this movie because of history. And if you know me, guys, if you follow us on Alamo City Movie Talk, it's about... And all that I love when it comes to movies is the history between movies. Yeah. Sequels. Mm-hmm. In this case, it's like franchises. I don't even know sagas. I mean, it just... we want to count every single Rocky. I mean, it's quite a bit of them, so... But it carries on the same storyline, ladies and gentlemen, and it brings it to this very moment, guys. Even Creed people that haven't even seen the old Rocky movies were watching this movie. And it's just that extraordinary, just watching a movie, guys, carrying out that history, dads teaching their sons or telling their sons of Rocky Balboa this story to this day. Yeah. And, man, that scene is just crazy. I mean, it just... I love... Like I said, it started off right off the bat very good, but... It just, what I heard, yeah. So the chemistry, I will say though, the chemistry actually stayed there, guys. Chemistry trio between Creed, Balboa. I mean, I love it so much. Michael B. Jordan was, wow. If he looked way more built in this movie than the last movie. Like he looked, like he was beyond built that I could imagine. Like it was just wow. And even though when he was getting interviewed, I did watch some interviews before watching this movie, and he did say that he got more intense training and it went more critical, and it went more like muscle wise. It went like he gained a lot of mass, and it was just amazing. Like it was just wow. That he looks way more built than I've ever seen him before. And this is coming from a guy that actually followed his career. Fruitvale Station, Friday Night Lights. I mean, I followed his career ever since Friday Night Lights, and I've always loved him as an actor. Mm-hmm. Now.
Before you get into it, let's talk about more of the Dragos. Mm-hmm. Where have they been? I liked their, I loved that story of them, even though it's a very heartbreaking story, and it's the right motive for revenge. Because you think about it, when you first saw the trailer for this, you're like, oh, this was typical. It was going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I feel like the way that it explained on why they're at this point, I felt like it was very well done. A reason, because this is exactly what Ivan Drago says. He goes, after I lost, I didn't just lose. It was a boxing match. Yeah. I lost everything. Yeah. Nobody in my country wanted anything to do with me. We were basically like the dogs. Like everybody spat on us and everything.
And that was the main issue with me. It's just that was the main plot hole with this movie for me was the relationship between Ivan Drago and his son Victor. And that was my main concern because we didn't even get that whatsoever. They didn't focus. It was like a plot hole. It was just like we didn't know the relationship, and it kind of hinted a little bit. And you could feel, guys, and I hate to say it, this was written by 5 different writers, and you could feel that it was written by 5 different writers because they all wanted their own input on this, and it just, I felt like it lost story. Like it went off the grid for like a good while because there was a lot of dull moments that didn't feel like they were needed in the movie. Like if you were gonna show us the relationship between Drago and Ivan, that's fine. Don't show us the other stuff where like a little like 10-minute scene of Ivan and Drago's back, not really even a backstory, just showing us like where their characters are at now and just stuff like that. I really didn't need it.
It was a very it's a very typical like backstory. You know, you got Ivan Drago raising his son out of anger and hatred. Yeah. And you know, basically, you got Victor Drago living in his dad's shadow. Basically, same thing with Adonis Creed and Apollo Creed. Yeah. But you know, very different upbringings. Yeah. You know,
exactly. Yeah. The humor was actually pretty good. I actually did not mind the humor. Yeah, I felt like it was getting a little too much whenever we got in the second act of the film. But it just overall, I really did enjoy the humor, and it needed to be there because there was a lot of intense moments where just like there needs to be some kind of relief per se. If there wasn't a relief, like there was, because obviously it's not the climax of the movie. There's not the happy ending. It's just you need a relief. You need a breather. Like hey, it's intense, but. You know, like let's relax, let's breathe, let the film breathe. And for me, the humor was good, the intense training on both ends, guys. I give it to the setting, the sets. I give it to all the trainers out there, guys. It just amazing job, guys. Warner Brothers, New Line Cinema that was all associated with this. Anyone that was in touch, any production company that was in touch of this film, that was around this film, that helped make this film. Kudos to you guys, because I mean the intensity of the training was really spot on. The fighting scenes were amazing, dude.
You know what one thing I will point out that I love in Rocky films is the training montages.
Yes, man. Yes,
especially on Rocky's side. Like I love training montages that seem to. They're a lot more rough, and they seem to go very out of the way from typical trainings. Sorry, this is bothering me. Also too, I love Rocky Balboa as it is. He's
me too.
He's your Yoda. Yeah, you know he knows what to say, even though. You know, he doesn't quite.
He's not all. Yeah.
He's not all there. Of course, taking all the punch in there. But he knows what to say. Like he knows how to get in your head, and he lets you hear the things that are correct and on point. Which I've always loved. Yeah.
I'm gonna say too that I really did love the segment of the HBO Sports. Man, I love that segment wherever they had it on. It was like a
which they're starting to do more in fighting films.
Yes, and which is good though because I love it. It kind of feels like it's a real fight, and that's what we get to see in HBO Sports. So that was a pretty good. I love that a lot. Yeah. The boxing, like I said, the boxing scenes was very intense. The theater was very quiet whenever the intense boxing scenes were, and it was it was very quiet in there.
And of course, them landing them good shots and everybody. Yeah.
That was kind of annoying. The
audience got into the film.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Yeah.
Now,
okay, Ryan, what?
Let's get into the points that we didn't like.
Okay. The logic. Logic in this movie. Oh my gosh. So right off the bat, I mean, just the logic is that when he first gets into we're mentioning spoilers, guys. Obviously. When he loses the first match, I'm just like, okay, he's trying to regain focus. He's trying to get his momentum. He lost his momentum. He lost his mojo. Mm-hmm. He lost his confidence. And I get that. I go through the trials and you're going through, and it's just. His emotions, Michael B. Jordan always has this, I mean, for me, he's always had this problem. And it's just, whenever he goes into a movie, like, I just feel like he's making that same face. That same, like, I just feel like he's like this. Like the whole movie, he was just, like, I just feel like he was just like that the whole time. And it didn't go well for me whatsoever. And he's always done this in his movies. Except Fruitvale Station, I felt like. Or Friday Night Lights, like, it was more relief. It was more, but... Again, it might just be me, but I feel like he wasn't to his full potential. I felt like he was holding back a little bit. Like he was just being that same character. His character development was not even like I didn't feel it whatsoever. I get it. In the story, it was there. In the story, it showed it.
There was no real need for character development for him.
But
they told that in Creed 1.
But
already.
No. But in Creed 1, wow, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The story, the character development in that movie was phenomenal. But in this movie, obviously, on paper, when we went to the screenplay, there was character development because obviously the trials that he went through, he was supposed to come out of it and be like a different person. Yeah. He wasn't in any case whatsoever for me. Now, with that being said, when he goes back and he actually accepts the challenge again, he's still the champion because Victor Drago gets disqualified. In that sense, remember, he's the champ. Why does he have to go to Russia? It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just like, dude, he's the champ. Why can't he do it on his own terms? It was very different in Rocky 4, if I'm not mistaken, guys. Yeah. Rocky 4, whenever Apollo, obviously when Apollo died, he became champ. Mm-hmm. So that's understandable because Rocky had to face him, and he's like, "I'll only face I'll only face you when we go to Russia or whatever." But that it didn't make sense to me whatsoever. The logic was annoying the heck out of me throughout the movie.
And I'm pretty sure, like I said to you, boxing is very confusing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was like, "There's gonna be somebody on there that's gonna know why."
Yeah,
and we could be wrong. Or
we could be wrong.
Right.
Please correct us on the down below, guys. Yeah. If we know boxing rules, guys, we do apologize.
I know a lot of people that are like deep heavy into boxing, and they could explain this.
Yeah, they probably could. Yeah,
or they could also say no, that still doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, So the logic of it didn't make sense to me whatsoever. The third act of it, though, I'm gonna go back to what I love. I love, like I said, I love the boxing arena, the setup of everything, just the suspense, the crowds, everything. I love that so much. And Rocky's quote, I will say this: "You want to give pain, you got to take the pain." And I love that a lot. That's
always been Rocky's quote.
Yeah, like it just, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. But what didn't you like?
What didn't I like?
Yeah, because I know we were mentioning something about the music, and I know, the music. The music was actually pretty okay.
Well, it's I love the soundtrack quote unquote. Okay. Like I explained to you, basically, if y'all have not heard the soundtrack, reason why I say soundtrack is because it's labeled music inspired by the film. Same thing with Black Panther. Yeah. You know how the Black Panther soundtrack was in music inspired by the film. Which I will point out because not a lot of movies get, they don't get a lot of stuff like this. So I will point out that because you will have some people saying like, hey, you know what, I listened to this and it was pretty good, and I'm straying away from the movie, but it has to do with it. Of course you got the soundtrack, which was made by Mike Will Made It. Had a lot of good names in hip hop, some at the top of their game right now, J. Cole, Kendrick, and then you've got a lot of new school people, like Ray Shmurda, and Kodak Black, and then you've got your old school people like Nas in there, and of course Rick Ross and everything. He's not old school, but anyways, but I love that. I listened to it prior to seeing this movie, so I actually liked it. It was very well made. Okay. And everything. Yeah. So I that's a thumbs up on my part for that. Part of the film.
So was this the film that we deserved?
You know what? I honestly,
I'm on the fence. I honestly would say that I don't know.
It closed.
I wanted Creed 2. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I wanted Creed 2. Like, this is the movie that I really did want after the first one.
I will say that this movie closed off a lot of stuff for me.
Yeah.
It closed off, it kind of gave people like, I want to see a Creed versus Drago part 2.
And see, the story made sense. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the story. Yeah.
And like it closed off a lot of stuff, he basically defeated Drago. Of course, we see Rocky get reunited with his son, trying to make back that connection at the end. Big spoiler because I didn't. I didn't see that coming. Yeah. And then also too, dude, this I'm on the fence as well with it. Like you said, it could have been, better directed, better written.
The direction of this movie was very poor. Yeah. Poorly executed. I did not like this direction, whatever. And the director's name, ladies and gentlemen, is Steven Caple Jr. and he hasn't really directed any movies. He's directed just TV stuff.
Yeah.
And see, when you get someone like this fresh off the bat doing movies, sometimes it goes good, sometimes it doesn't. And for me,
sometimes a change in directors is not always the best thing. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, and Ryan Coogler, he was still involved, but I just feel like he wasn't as involved as I wanted him to be because, I mean, obviously he made the first one, so obviously the first one was good, but I felt like this was a downgrade. I'm sorry. I felt like this was a downgrade from Creed, the first one. Okay. Yeah, but...
also, one thing I want to point out is... when I was saying it was closing off things, I did like in the end that Drago said everything, screw it, and he cared for the safety of his son in the end.
Yeah, that was
after
good,
he saw that Drago's ex-wife was, which by the way I did not expect to see her too.
She didn't age very well.
She did not. I did like how he saw that, she's gone, she's left me. I've got no one else but my son. I did like that, but at the same time, it was just like, it was, I didn't expect that either. But
Yep. Rate 1 out of 10. What are you gonna rate
1
it?
out of 10.
I'm gonna have to rate this a 6. I'm sorry.
I was gonna give it a 6 as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate to do this because I was really excited. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. This is a great. It's gonna make money. It's a great movie to come out Thanksgiving, guys. And we were just very split because we had this movie and we had Wreck-It Ralph 2, which you will see, guys, on our movie channel, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to check that out.
I will point out too that I took a look at the reviews before I drove over here. And they were all mixed.
Yeah,
both of them.
And that's how I feel like everyone's gonna be, especially in the theater too. I feel like people are gonna like it, and that's good. Yeah. Enjoy the movie, guys. We're not telling you like, oh, you're not gonna like, just because we don't like it doesn't mean you're not gonna like it. No, it's a work of art, and I love it. I mean, I like I said, it wasn't a terrible movie. I'm not gonna say it was a really bad, terrible. Oh man, it should have never been made.
Great acting from everyone. Really
great setting, acting. I love the way the setup was. But it just executed poorly for me. I would definitely recommend this movie to all the boxing fans in general, and then also to the Rocky Balboa fans out there. Go check this movie out, guys. And of course, everyone's gonna take their kids. It's gonna be a father-son time. It's gonna be an awesome movie to go check out. Would you recommend this movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then now my next question. I know you don't buy movies, but would you buy this movie?
I'll buy the soundtrack for it.
Oh, okay.
Just like
there you go. All right.
Just like I did for Black Panther. I got it because it's great.
Yeah, there you go.
The soundtrack, yeah. Music inspired by the film. I will get that.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will say this, guys. It's a good Thanksgiving film that shows us to not give up and never forget the people who mean the most to you. I will say that. That's the message I got out of it, and it's a great message, and I love it so much, guys. Cool. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
And I'm Justin at Dose of Stir.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you like our video, guys. And you officially been reviewed.